Yo, what's up? This is Christopher, and today we're going to look at a really awesome 3D application for the iPhone as well as the iPad called Matter. Now, Matter is $1.99. As always, I will have a link up in the description where you can download Matter. So let's go ahead and launch this. Now, the first time you launch it, you're going to probably have to give it permission to like access your camera roll, etc. Maybe your location, I'm not sure. I know the camera roll you're going to have to give it access to. So go ahead and do that. After you've used the app a few times, you'll have right here, if you've worked on something, it'll say continue a recent edit. So you can go ahead and continue something that you've worked on. You can tap the info tab right here. It's just going to tell you a little bit about the application, the developer, or the company. You're going to see some information in here about the developers. You're going to see what the objects mean or what the icons mean inside this app. You can swipe up and down on some of these to understand what those icons mean. Definitely study this when you use it because this is a really powerful app. So it's going to take a little bit of playing with to really get the feel for how it works. And then swipe again. And then right here is a link where you can purchase the complete PixSite bundle. Now that bundle is $7.99, which I actually purchased the bundle because I think their apps are awesome. If you are into any type of video, film, photography, like editing and stuff like that, I will definitely put a link to that as well. But the bundle's definitely worth it. And I plan on doing a review of every app in the bundle over the next few weeks. So stay tuned for that. And then you have the ideas tab here. Now what this is images that people have created and uploaded them to Instagram. So like if you tap one, like this one's really awesome. If you tap it, it'll ask you, do you want to open an Instagram? I'm not going to do that now. All right, over here on the right, you have your images. You could actually take a photo or a video, whatever, to import. And then you have the PixSite collection here. So these are source photos. Now you can import objects, overlays, images, whatever. So it's really cool. If you're going to use this app, definitely check all these out, import some of these into the application so that you can create some really awesome effects to your images. But for now, I'm going to open up images that I have stored on my device. You could choose your aspect ratio down here on the bottom. You can do 1:1, 5:4, 3:2, and 16:9, depending on where you want to share your work to. Since this is more of a landscape image, I'm going to go ahead and choose the 16:9. You could also rotate your images, but we're not going to do that now. But go ahead and tap the check mark. Now, immediately you're going to see that it loads an object into the image, and I'll move this around. Let me shrink it up a little bit. Look at that. Look at those reflections on this object right here. I mean, that's powerful right here that you're doing this on a mobile device. My iMac, when I do anything like in like motion and I have like reflections and shadows and light effects and stuff, 32 gigabyte i7, I don't remember what video card I have, but I mean, this thing like has to render all this stuff. And I'm doing this right here on an iPad, like live, like right now, as I'm screencasting or whatever, and there's no stutter or anything to it. So I mean, it's a really powerful application. Now, all your objects will be down here on the bottom. You can move from pack to pack. If I just keep swiping, then I can tap more right here, and this will open up the packs that I have installed, or I can go to the store and purchase more. You can also tap the three-prong menu right there that I just tapped to get to the same section. Now, if I keep swiping, I can keep going to next pack, next pack. Now look at all these different objects that you have you can choose from, and then you can just tap each of them to get an idea, whatever desired effect you're looking for your image. Alphabets right here. Let me just kind of move these around, give you an idea. There's the number 7, number 1. There's a T right here. So you could like write your name out or something. Like what we'll do for this demonstration is I'll tap the L, and then up here in the upper right corner, I'm going to tap this, and I'm going to tap add object. So I add a second object, and I'll just tap the O. I'll kind of move this around, and then I can resize it. And then I'm going to tap up here in the top right again and tap add object. And this time I'm going to add the V right here. And I can kind of move that around and get the desired effect. And then of course I'm going to do the same thing. And then I'll just add the E on here. Where's the E? E is right here, so then I'll just shrink that down. So then I have like this really cool image here with love going across it, and then the background reflecting off each of the letters. And then I can adjust all the different features of each of the letter. Like I can change style. So if I want to have, say, like a clear E or whatever, or if I wanted to have like the wireframe, I can adjust all that. I could also adjust the color and come over here and swipe. You'll notice like the colors of the reflection change. I'm not going to do that. It looks cool the way it is. I can manipulate the shadow of the letter. So I can kind of swipe here. You'll notice when I'm swiping or dragging left or right, you'll notice like the shadow is like disappearing and moving up and down. So I put that right there. Then I can adjust things like the opacity of it. And then I can add some like blur effect to it. If I want to make it a little more blurry or less blurry, whatever. And that's it. And then I can add a mask. So if I want to add a mask, I can come right here and then I can show the mask by tapping on the eye right here. This will show any layer that I add to the mask. Like, so I'm gonna tap the eraser tool here, and when I outline that, that's gonna show you where I erased that. If I turn it off, you'll notice that the E is missing. Let me just make that a little bit bigger so that you can tell. And you'll notice that I'm wiping away some of the E. Now there is actually a mask there, and then I can toggle it back on, and you can see where the mask is. I can tap the pencil right here, and then I can go ahead and add some of that back, add some of that E back into the frame here. So you see, don't want to mask all of that, maybe just a portion of it. And then I can change the pencil type. So right here I have the hard brush, soft brush, or the square brush, or I meant brush, not pencil, whatever. You know what I meant. All right, so then I can X out of that and go ahead and say, no, I don't want to. I want to clear that mask, whatever, and then back up, get my image in here. Now, if I want to move an object, I'm going to take 2 fingers and I'm going to press on it and hold, and then I'm just going to move it around with the 2 fingers. If I want to make it larger or smaller, I'm going to outward pinch to make it larger, or I'm going to do the pinch motion and make it smaller. Now, if I want to rotate it with 1 finger, I'm going to place it on the letter, and then I'm just going to spin, swipe left or right. And then I can affect like the angle of the object that I have in here. All right, if I want to move the position of an object, right here, you can notice this little square, and I can tap on that, and it's going to center it. It's going to move it to the upper left, upper right, and lower left, and then recenter it. Of course, I can always move it back to wherever I want again. And you'll notice that my mask is still there. Like when I move it into that frame, you'll notice like disappearing. That's because I have that mask right there. I can rotate an image. Just keep pressing on that circle to get the desired location or desired rotation of the object. So right here, make that larger or smaller. There's 3 settings, like small, medium, large. Now, if I want to randomize it, I'll press this button right here. This will randomize the object that I'm replacing right there, which would be the E. As you can see, it's randomizing, and it's just picking different objects to put in its place. That's actually a really cool one right there. Like if I just had this like off in the background up here or something, like really cool. Now, up here on the upper right again, you see where I was adding like new objects. So I can create a video, and that is spinning, and I can adjust like the rotation, I can adjust the speed, I can make this pulse. You see it like bumping. I could hover it. Now, you also have audio, so there's music built into this application. You can tap add music, and then you have some different sounds here. What's really cool about this, let me back away real quick, you can tap the react button. Object will react to the sound. So if you're like boom, 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 the object will like thump with it, and then you can adjust like the thumpness or the reaction like low, medium, or high. Now, if you want to undo something, you can tap up here on the left. I can undo that. If I want to redo it, I'll redo it. Now, if I want to go ahead and share this, I will press here in the upper right, and then I will tap export. And then I can either save to my camera roll, I can add another object, I can share, which will open up the share sheet here. Let me just show you really quick. I can open up the share sheet. Could upload to Instagram, or I could send to an app. So if I tap send to an app, I'm going to get all the apps that support this type of image. I'm not going to do that now. And then, of course, I can mask and blend this edit by opening up the other PixSite applications that are available in the bundle. I have all these installed on both my iPad and my iPhone. They're awesome applications. Highly recommend every one of these. All right, so this is Matter. This is a really awesome application. So my best advice for anyone who gets this app is just sit there and play with it. Play around with the mask, play around with the different shapes to get the different desired effects, maybe like the colors and stuff, the shadows. And once you get the hang of it, you'll see like how powerful this application is. I highly recommend it. It's only $2. Hey, the fact that you could add all this 3D effects like on an image on your iPad or your iPhone is simply amazing. Highly recommend this application. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave that below. As always, thank you for watching. Have a great day.